do know there is a magical wheel inside you, don't you? The choice is yours, so is the opportunity. You can always start from within yourself. When? At this very moment.
Come aggiornare la tua ruota, a practical guide for parents and teachers who wants to educate themselves in order to educate others.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to anybody that is listening to us today, because it's the second of our episodes in English, and in this occasion, we would like to let you know about something that we talked about a lot in Italian, but we haven't talked about it in English.
What are you speaking about, Francesco? Hi, everyone.
La ruota.
La ruota.
About La Ruota, no, our friends that are not speaking in Italian, about our book that we published in English, and we have friends from various places in the world, and we say, oh yeah, there is this beautiful book that we have wrote, and it's about this and about that, and then people ask us, but is available in some other language? And we say, no, it's only in Italian. So we thought, okay, let's get ourselves on translating it. So at the moment it's on translation, but at least we could explain a little bit what's the book about.
Yeah, sure. Well, let's start from the title that we didn't actually translate yet, so we're gonna say it in Italian for you. Come aggiornare la tua ruota.
You see, welcome to this Italian course. So for the moment, as we would translate it, is how to upgrade or update your wheel, in the sense of the wheel of life, like a circle or something that spins around. Interestingly, also in English there is the wheel as also the skillful wheel, the wheel that one has inside.
Well, and it's a practical guide, we can say, for teachers, parents, educators, everyone who is in some way involved in the educational field, who wants to educate themselves to educate others.
Our bottom line is basically that unless we are working on ourselves, we are going to be just doing the cut and paste of the dynamics and patterns that have been going on throughout history. Yep. All non-effective and really problematic patterns. Then we are going to cut and paste. If we start to do something in ourselves, even a tiny little bit, then we can hope and trust that we can make a difference.
And how to educate ourselves, Francesco?
Jackpot question. So that's how we went into the book, because we are working with parents, teachers, educators, even people that just want to better their lives, and that's the question, that the bottom line, underlying question that we put ourselves while in the process of writing the book.
Yeah, and to do it we divided the book in 4 parts. Mm-hmm. The first one is very, very important. And it's the personal history, right?
Yeah, the work on oneself, and we found several. Anyway, let's go back to the wheel. Why did we decide to actually think about the analogy of the wheel, like the wheel of a cycle? You can picture it. If you're listening to us, you don't have the book yet, just picture it. A cycle wheel that maybe is very old, and some spikes are missing, some are all crooked, some are still fine. But what if an entire section of the wheel is just without spikes? It's going to be more like an omelette, right? It's going to be very bumpy, very difficult to ride. But if you have all the spikes in their place, even if they're old, even if they're crooked, you can still ride your cycle. Let's put it, you can still make your life work, and the one of the people around you still work. So if we go to the first quarter, we have thought about a whole series of things that are the personal work. For example, let's say that one of them is definitely attention. It's something that we work on when we are doing ATB. It's without attention, you know, it's difficult even to read a book. You know, have you ever happened to be reading a book, arriving at the end of the page and not knowing actually what did you read at the end? Yeah, why? It's because the attention was not there. Maybe the eyes were there, but the attention bye-bye went somewhere else.
Yeah, attention and awareness.
Exactly.
Very linked.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we have the, like we said before, the personal history. You
And
explained
what do
this.
we mean by personal history?
Like you said before, like what was it about our life until now? So in this book we mentioned Emily Mignanelli, a pedagogist who once during a meeting she was saying the childhood is the key of our adulthood. So that's so true. So how our history is influencing our work as educators, teachers, and how we are aware about it.
Yeah.
How much we are aware, if we are aware.
Yeah.
So let's put our focus on our history in that way, in the way that is gonna allow us to change something and give opportunities to children or people that are working with us.
Yes. So actually not to just think, okay, it doesn't matter what happened to me, I just need to educate the children, rather than, okay, what did happen to me as a child? What is my past that maybe I'm going to be driving it in a different way?
Yes, exactly.
And what else is some like essential spikes in the personal work that we have been mentioning in our book?
Well, we were mentioning responsibility, for example.
Yeah. Actually, also in English it works the same.
Sure.
Responsibility, the ability to respond. And we were mentioning about, Spider-Man. Spider-Man with great responsibility comes great powers, and vice versa also. You know, when we are taking a certain amount of responsibility, then we are more able, if we accept, of course, of taking it without taking too much of it.
Yeah, that's a good balance to achieve. Not really easy, but not impossible. So
yeah, there is this beautiful play of words. Impossible is inbuilt in it. There is I am possible. I am possible, impossible. So it's definitely possible over there if one wants.
And if we go on with this part of the book, like the personal work, we can meet pluralità psichica.
Yeah, is this like pizza recipe or pasta recipe?
It seems like quattro formaggi.
Quattro formaggi, un po' di pluralità psichica. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, that's a bit of a big word, but it means something actually quite. It's not simple, but it's something we are living, all of us. Meaning that we are not just one piece, but we are made out of many parts. And by acknowledging that we are made by many parts, we are not solving the problems, but at least we know how to mediate between the parts that are constituting us.
Yeah.
You want to give a hint of which are these parts that we are referring to in the book?
No, I'm already thinking about the next one, because for me it's something like it can be life-saving. That is the attitude.
Okay.
And it's very interrelate with what you're speaking about. So it's like,
yes.
and it's very interrelate with the quality of our life. So we can live the same situation, and
yes.
I can be happy and going on with my life.
Yeah.
And you can be very sad and self-pity or anything, and it's about our attitude.
Okay.
And if you go to the educative work, you can easily understand how this can influence the way you are working and what you are saying to people, to the children.
Yeah. So basically, as we are mentioning in the book, is that it's one of the fundamental factors for the quality of life, both incoming and outgoing.
Yes, exactly.
In the sense that if we have a poor attitude coming in, whatever happens to us is going to be filtered through the attitude. We put like black glasses, oh my god, everything is black, 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 black.
Exactly.
Or output, even what it comes out of our mouth or our actions, oh, that child, that group is just bad, and then everything is going to be bad, 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 bad. It's kind of a filter, incoming, outgoing filter of attitude.
Yeah, and this is something we are speaking about in our book, like how the language can influence the reality.
Yeah.
And so if we just put a label on a child, that's the best way to just screw up with their life.
Yeah, that's just that's a hard child, that's a bad child, that's a difficult child.
So
what about reframing it? It can be, I don't know, that's a child with unique capabilities.
Yeah, or just let's not focus on the child, but on his behavior. Like in that moment, in that particular moment, the behavior of this child is this, and we can describe it in a more true way. Without our bias. Like if we are very conscious about our bias, it's gonna be more easy to be more true to how you say in English, objective, right? So that's a completely different way to see the education. Like if you just judge a person or if you observe the behavior, what the person is doing, not what the person is. That's a big difference.
Huge difference. Between doing and being. Yes.
And for being aware about all of this, it's very important to be aware about our pluralities, so all our levels of being, and have an attitude who is open and not just closed to the world and not just self-oriented.
And it can change.
Yes, sure.
It can change. That's the message we give to in the book, definitely, is that all these things are not fixed in stone. And in that particular paragraph, we are going through the various types of attitude. You know, there can be so many facets, and one can give a little retuning to each of the attitude towards the past, towards oneself, towards the world, towards technology, towards you just name it. Every time that you make a little tiny improvement in any facet, you're going to just increase the quality of your life. Increase gets to our last spike of that part of the wheel, the book, of the first chapter, which is progress as joy. But then one can say, okay, fine, I need to work on myself and I need to work on me, and what about, I did all the work, but then there is this kitchen sink that is always full, and then there is the kids that are arriving late, and then there is the dog that is going on the sofa. Well, what do we do about it?
For that, we wrote the second part of the book, that it's about our daily life, actually.
Exactly. So as we begin the chapter, it's not like all pink roses and all flowery, that they all lived happily ever after. As they say, okay, you marry finished. As you all know, if you're married or if you have a family, there is a whole series of things to learn. And what if having just a little bit of guidelines, especially on communication, then can help to get things a bit smoother?
And something we didn't mention that is actually very important, that all the parts of the books, when we are speaking about habits, responsibility, daily life, we are not doing this from our very, very big point of view. Like, we are not detached from it. The book is coming from our experience also in life, not just in the field of work. So it's coming also from our mistakes. And in daily life, we are doing a lot of mistakes, right?
Actually, in the third chapter, we are touching upon things and words like that, like mistakes. We sometimes have negative association. Oh, mistakes is bad. Oh, I made a mistake. Sorry, I made a mistake. Instead, one can make peace with mistakes. And I remember that is a part that you also wrote in the book on daily life is self acceptance, right?
Yeah, self acceptance. I was writing about personal experience, and I have a background in Montessori education, and that part of my life really make me think about mistakes in a total different way, and helps me to see myself and consider myself from a different point of view. So what I do, maybe it can be considered something that, well, I can do something that it's actually disappointing you, maybe. I have a habit that you don't like, or maybe people in general doesn't like, but what about me? Do I like this thing in my life or not? Do I accept myself or not? Do I accept my mistakes or not?
Yes.
Because that is making a huge difference.
Yes. Yeah. And definitely one of the message we bring into this book is again also around self-acceptance and self-love. How can you dream of accepting the child's behavior or your students or anybody that you are in contact with if you are not starting with your own self, by accepting yourself, where not necessarily in the school, in the profession like this, but also in your daily life, in the normal day-to-day life.
Yeah, that it can be much more trickier than the work life sometimes, no?
Oh yeah, it's the highest, top level.
Yeah.
That's the hardest, like a video game, it would be the hardest level.
I mean, I had so many amazing conversations with people who are working in the educational field. They say, oh, in class, no problem. Like as a teacher, I can manage this and this. But when it's coming to my child, when it's coming to my partner, like the same thing that I can apply, that I can do in a class, I can't in my house. So that's a very tricky part.
Yes. That's one of the reasons why in this second chapter we wanted to include a whole section about communication. Empathic communication and the connection to the needs, to the feelings, because in this manner, rather than getting stuck into vicious cycles of, okay, this doesn't work, getting frustrated because it doesn't work, one can connect to the other person in a way that nurtures the relation. And as Stephen Covey says, it's like you are putting in, is like a bank account, an emotional bank account of trust. If little by little, instead of withdrawing every day by like you get angry, you get frustrated, you respond badly, you add little inflow of kindness, of understanding, of listening, then it makes a totally different outcome. But of course, like one needs to know a little bit what it's about, and there we put some hints and then further possibilities of exploration in the bibliography.
Yeah, well, in this third part, we like the title of this third part is very interesting to me, and because you mentioned another person, I think it's good to say that we call it new ? Education, and it's also at the base of our book. The thing is like someone else already invented the wheel, right? So there is someone who before us passed through certain process, problems, etc., and found solutions, right? So we don't really need to invent a wheel again. We can be very grateful to the people who came before us, who passed through the problem before us, and learn from their mistake, from their knowledge, from their experience in a 360 gradi.
360 degrees, 360 gradi. Benvenuti di nuovo alla nostra lezione di italiano.
So that's like you mentioned Stephen Covey, but in the book we mention a lot of other pedagogists, but like people who found solution, who like people who wrote books or spoke about their experience. And because of this, we are speaking about new education with the question mark, because what is new?
Exactly.
We built our knowledge and we can invent something just because before us there was someone else who invented something else, before of this person another. So it's a circle, it's a wheel. Also in that sense.
Yes, yes. And in a way it feels almost like also a network, in the sense that the book is like a little bit over 100 pages. We wanted to make it very light, and we didn't want to enter into each and every topic deeply, sufficiently deep, but also to just spark the curiosity, or to understand, maybe there is this area of my life that I would like to do some updates, some improvement. And reading the part of our book then will redirect to the work, for example, of NVC, of Marshall Rosenberg, or Stephen Covey, name it, whatever. So in this case, new question mark education is intended also for that, both for refreshing and for redirecting.
Yeah, something we didn't mention about this book that it's very important, it's also the layout. Mm-hmm. We decided to make a guide, a practical guide, also through using different kind of imaging. Mm-hmm. We worked with an Italian comic artist, Chiara Bassanotti. She's a teacher and a comic artist, and she really followed us in our work, and she helped a lot, because we are very aware that for someone it's very important to have pictures, to have certain pictures to look at, and maybe the concept is that we want to explain is gonna arrive better through the picture. So we used picture as a text, not just as a decoration. Mm-hmm. And that's, it was we did it in purpose, knowing what we were doing.
And here we are reaching to you through audio, but hopefully you are also getting some pictures in your mind as you are listening to us. And as we are getting towards the closure of the episode, we also get to the closure of the book, which is just the goal and the ideal. Because there is a whole system that we put together that is about, on one side, really identifying what really calls you, your ideal, your best that you can ever imagine, and at the same time how to ground it into daily actions, into reality. Not to be too dreamy, not to be too much down on earth, but something that allows to have a sense of progression and enjoyment every day, with small
little
steps.
Piccoli, semplici passi.
Small, simple steps. So what we are going to be inviting you, if you want, of course, after reading this book, is asking yourself, what is the smallest, simplest action that I could take today in order to make my dream of a better world, or a better family, or a better self true?
Well, and to help you in this work, we have a special part of the book called self-assessment. That is it's gonna be very helpful.
We're going to be a surprise.
But you know that they're easy. It's there.
If you want to reach to us for whatever reason, we are most welcome to hear from you, read from you, or see you.
Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
If you enjoyed this episode, remember to follow us so as to stay updated on any new content.
To get to know us better, visit our website and follow us on social media.
If you'd like to dive even deeper into these topics, you'll find much more in our book.
Come aggiornare la tua ruota, soon available also in English and other languages.